their own traffic signals, and they even gave them a green wave, as they call it. So if you go 20 kilometers an hour, you can just go by green light, by green light, by green light. When you pamper them like that, they just feel like kind of they can walk on the water or something like that. See here, a guy coming over for red, and now he's needing to cross for a green light for me. I don't stop. Even old ladies who are handicapped. This guy here, don't know what he's doing, but he's actually where I'm supposed to go now. I guess there's a limit to everybody, right? You really have to learn. If you want to survive in this business, you really have to learn to let them go. Copenhagen rush hour. You've got to be really careful with bikes coming everywhere all the time. And here they come. Worst menace we have in traffic here. Bikes coming everywhere, on my left, on my right, up and down. They're like insects swarming everywhere. Be a nice person, be a good Boy Scout. I want to be a good guy, basically.
I was cooped up in a car, transporting myself from a cooped up situation, working behind a computer for years. I'd forgotten what it's like to, just be out there skateboarding or bike riding, things that I did when I was a teenager. A few years back, I rediscovered it through Midnight Riders, which is a group social ride that started with 8 people. I was one of those 8 people. It was pitched as just an adventure, the Downtown Fountain Tour. That was our first ride. People were getting together every month, planning the route, planning a theme, planning the adventure for the night, and 2 years later, there was 2,000 people. People out there made their own flyers, they made their own ride concepts, and they started branding their own rides. It's like throwing a party. And I'm interested in how are we going to keep that wave going until the city changes. People want to ride bikes in LA.
Here we are at the corner of York Boulevard and Avenue 50. They call this the York Valley. This is one of the hottest neighborhoods in LA. The bike lanes were put in over the past few years. They basically reduced this from 4 lanes of traffic to 2. This experiment, if it works, is going to be transferred to a lot of other streets in Los Angeles. This has really been a controversial spot. If you hear people argue against this, like at a community meeting I was at last week, They'll say, oh, it's a living hell on York Boulevard. It's nonstop traffic. People can't park. The businesses are failing. Those people have not been here, obviously. The data says that traffic is moving at basically the same speed. And as you can see, the street life here has improved. There's a coffee shop here. There's a new restaurant here. And it's a lot safer. There are fewer pedestrian accidents, fewer bike accidents. So those arguments you hear, they're from people who don't really know what they're talking about.
The engineer who plans to derail the gravy train has rolled into City Hall.
Rob Ford says he will follow through on those penny-pinching promises he made during his campaign, and it looks as though Toronto Transit is an early target.
Mayor Rob Ford wasted no time today. He got right down to business on his first day in office, and he started with one of the most contentious issues on his agenda.
Ladies and gentlemen, the war on the car stops today. When I drive downtown every day to come to City Hall, there's no secret. Okay, the cyclists are a pain in the ass to the motorists. Like, let's be quite frank.
Councillor, I remind you of the need to
use
parliamentary...
But hold on. I will retract the word ass. But
what the mayor meant by the war on the car is that there are many individuals who actually want to criticize and attack people who, through no fault of their own, need a vehicle to go about their business.
there's no secret about it. There's a war on cars in the city. It's obvious as the days are long. Because the cyclists say, I hate you motorists, I can't stand you guys, and they flip you the bird as you're going down Queen Street or Dundas Street. There's this huge animosity between the motorists and the cyclists. There's this huge animosity, and it's never going to go away.
The mayor got a large amount of his support from the suburbs, and those families are individuals that need a car to live their everyday lives.
We will move to eliminate the $60 car registration tax at the first council meeting of December to take effect on January 1st, 2011. For too long, the city has focused on transit only, and we will not build any more rail tracks down the middle of our streets.
Mayor Rob Ford got elected with a mandate to accomplish many different things, but one of them was to address the issues of congestion in traffic and gridlock. There are some individuals who think that we should all take transit. If you have a couple of kids and a dog, you're not going to ask them to get on the bus. That's an impractical and insensitive arrangement. People just have to have cars.
The speed humps don't meet the criteria here. The stop signs, every possible thing to try to put a roadblock in front of cars in the city is there. I can't support bike lanes. How many people are riding outside today? We don't live in Florida. We don't have 12 months a year to ride on the bikes.
Laying down, laying it all on the line. This was all protesters could do to try and stop the removal of the Jarvis bike lanes. Doing everything they could to block the machine that scrubbed away the bike lane marking.
What I compare bike lanes to is swimming with the sharks. Sooner or later, you're going to get bitten. And every year, we have dozens of people that get hit by cars or trucks. Well, no wonder. Roads are built for buses, cars, and trucks, not for people on bikes. And, you know, I feel my heart bleeds for them when I hear someone gets killed, but it's their own fault at the end of the day. have to help the business people in the city, and we're not going to take away parking for bike lanes. They're taking away parking spots in front of businesses, and businesses are literally going out of business. Their customers have nowhere to park.
Para mí es tan fantástica la bici porque es una máquina simple. Es mágica, la bicicleta es mágica para mí. El encontrarse con la gente en el camino es diferente a cuando tú vas en el carro. En el carro te vuelves invisible. Hay mucha más gente en las calles. Un gran obstáculo es también la concepción cultural. Eso es algo fuerte, por lo que hay que seguirle luchando para que la gente cambie esa mentalidad del que monta en bicicleta es pobre y el que monta en carro es rico.
Chicos, muy buenos días. ¿Cómo amanecieron hoy? La profe Milena les estaba pidiendo un favor, que nos vayamos ubicando de a dos. ¿Listo? Acá, ustedes son 504, ¿cierto? ¿Ustedes qué cursos son? 504. Entonces vamos de a dos.
Veo en mis estudiantes la sensación de alegría y de felicidad cuando salgo con ellos.
Acá, Juanpa, igual, el cruce, hay 4 cruces. Vamos por grupos.
Quiero sembrar en los chicos. Quiero simplemente el que ellos puedan transitar libremente por la vida. Y el hacerlo desde pequeños hace que ya se convierta en un hábito. Y cuando uno forja hábitos de adulto, nunca se te olvida.
No, cogemos por este ladito. Va.
Los niños, por esencia, ellos no tienen miedo a nada. Son los adultos los que les imprimimos el miedo.
Cenas de horror na avenida mais famosa da capital paulista hoje de manhã. Um ciclista foi atropelado e teve um braço arrancado.
O braço ficou preso ao carro e o motorista fugiu sem prestar socorro.
5:30 da manhã, no meio da Avenida Paulista, uma cena dramática.
O jovem que está deitado acaba de ser atropelado. Ele ia para o trabalho de bicicleta.
A vítima parece nem perceber que no acidente teve o braço direito arrancado. Segundo testemunhas, o motorista que atropelou o jovem estava em alta velocidade e não parou o carro. Durante a fuga, o motorista e um amigo perceberam que o braço arrancado do ciclista estava dentro do carro. Ele ainda dirigiu por pelo menos 7 quilômetros, deixou o amigo em casa e, quando passava por esta avenida, decidiu se livrar da prova do atropelamento. Jogou o braço neste córrego.
Nunca visto isso.
Eu também não. Ela não atende. Tem do Sussa?
Procurei.
Sussa? Oi, a Evelyn. Tudo bom? Você vai no protesto hoje?
Aqui é a nossa cidade. Eu não quero morar em Londres, eu não quero morar em São Francisco. Eu quero morar aqui. Eu gosto daqui. Se eu simplesmente paro de andar de bicicleta e vou andar de carro, de ônibus ou de metrô, eu sou uma bicicleta a menos, eu sou uma pessoa a menos lutando pelas vontades que lhe cabem, que lhe são de direito. E eu não quero ser uma pessoa a menos.
Nossa, meu, muita chuva. Eu vi que você me ligou.
A chuva é o maior antimobilizador da face da Terra.
Mas quem tá aqui é porque
Mas
tá na
nem é
calma.
tanto, veja bem.
Dá uma qualidade essa chuva aí.
Várias pessoas estão filmadas no Face. A chuva acaba.
Não, na real, Face é o mobilizador fake.
Maior.
A primeira coisa que eu penso é, foi banal, sabe? Foi alguém bêbado, ou foi alguém irresponsável. É o mais fraco que sofre, sabe? Não é um negócio justo. Porque se esse cara tivesse perdido o braço dele, quer dizer, o motorista, não é uma questão de opinião. É uma questão de respeito só, saca? De convivência.
This idea that cars reign supreme here and should be supreme and should be treated with extra priority, it's basically the kind of propaganda and bullshit that the car companies came up with back in the day and continue to come up with now. The cost of driving, the cost of parking is huge in asthmatic children, in environmental costs, in the rot in our trees, acid rain, global warming. I mean, all these things just so one person can get in a car and drive to work.
It's now 4:30 p.m., so we are not during rush time, and still nobody can move. Can you believe what's gonna happen at 6 p.m., at 7 p.m., rush hour? People will stay 2, 3, 4 hours in the traffic jam. The new middle class is able to buy their own cars, which is a very symbolic sign of inclusion. It's totally useless to have a car because you cannot go anywhere. We're stuck in the middle of a traffic jam. Everybody wants growth, job, money, better salaries. Why not? It's an impossible dream to have this model for all. It's a lie that was repeated over and over, that finally, when the market will take over all the planet, everybody will be happy forever.
I like the idea of car. I like to drive to feel the sensation of what a car is supposed to give to you that I don't have anymore in the traffic jam.
Pegar aqui o pacote.
I went to the set for a car commercial riding my bike. It's a kind of strange, but the life is like this. It's my job, it's my work. When I go to shoot, we must be very precise. I think it's all about who you are and what kind of car you think represents you better. Because I think it's a kind of a label, you know? You use a car like a label. I'm like this. I'm rich. I'm over-rich. I'm a kind of a practical person. I'm a family person. I'm single. You have car for all of this. I'm woman. I'm man. I'm gay. I'm ecological.
The world gets fewer smog-forming emissions. The third-generation Prius. It's harmony between man, nature, and machine.
Everything. You can use a car to say it.
Electric cars, smaller cars that have less pollution. It's a way of the industry to try to recycle into new times, but this is the affirmation of the old times. It's not shifting the paradigm, but reaffirming the paradigm with new technologies.
Half of what I do when I come here is just observe people. You know, that's what marketers do. They watch people, how they're dressed, what cars they're looking at, listen, follow them around and listen to what they're saying. And so I listen to my kids' friends and the way they talk about cars. And cars are not as important to them. You know, dad's got a Porsche. Yeah, my dad's got a Porsche, so what? He doesn't care. I mean, it's encouraging to see teenagers here because I don't often see teenagers here. And they're going to demand a different way to buy a car. That's a threat. And then the kind of car they want, we need to make sure the industry adapts. But you know what? Automotive industry knows how to adapt. They just do. There's estimates saying that 40% of all cars bought in the next 5-6 years will come from a millennial. That's a lot. That's a big sea change that we don't expect. So the demographic change that's happening because of millennials is enormous. Our car market here is, what, 14, 15 million, 16 million a year. The Chinese market is going to get to 25 million pretty quick, and then 30 is projections not that far after that. 30 million cars, twice the size of ours. It's an amazing market, and it really is going to drive the industry in different ways than we've seen.
As the Brazil economy is growing, we have a lot of people that didn't have cars before. In 2001, the market in Brazil was 1.5 million cars a year. Today, it's over 3 million cars a year. it's very good to be in a country that you know is gonna grow up, because there's a lot of opportunities, and if you grab them, and if I have the right timing, the right people, the right ideas, the sky is the limit. So for the next 10 years, let's say, car sales, it's a very good business. In 2014, we're gonna launch the factory that's gonna make 100,000 cars a year. We're gonna start with 40,000 a year, and then we're gonna increase up to 100,000 a year.
Que essa seja a última Ghost Bike que a gente tenha que vir colocar.
The issue of the cars is the space that they take. The other day I was at a small city that is increasing by 100,000 cars. Well, 100,000 cars parked, they need 10 meters each. So that's 1 million meters. That they are gonna need to build 1,000 kilometers of paved road just to have those cars parked. Is that the best way to use our space?